Wyoming.
From beautiful, wet Wyoming.
Trying to decide if it's going to snow or rain today. So it decided to rain right after we got the wood pile moved.
Yes.
All right. Today we are talking about the fruits that I do not buy as a frugal mom. Please post your comments and questions, and Mike will send them to me, and I will get to them after my chat.
Your rant? I mean,
my rant. Yeah. Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining us. Okay, the 10 foods that I do not buy as a frugal mom. Number 1, I do not buy iced tea or iced coffee. This is iced coffee right here. I do not buy iced coffee. I have never, ever bought that. It's just such a waste of money. And I can't quite see, I can't zoom in to see what is the $4 on the, almost $5 on the top shelf for iced coffee, which is literally 10 cents worth of coffee.
For one bottle?
Yeah.
One bottle.
Maybe 5 cents for the bottle. So we're talking 15 cents for coffee, and people are paying $4.77 to have it pre-made. I just was shocked. The next thing here is tea and lemonade. I have never, ever, 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 ever in my entire 50, almost 3 years. Is that right? Yes.
But to reveal that publicly on the internet.
True. But gallon jugs of tea or lemonade. I just, seriously, guys, we're talking 10, 15 cents worth of tea, maybe 20, 30 cents worth of lemonade. Lemon flavoring is what most of it is. I have not wasted any of my money on those either. Now, the next one, as we walk down the aisle here, this was just an easy aisle for me because pretty much the back half of this aisle, I don't do anything. So on the far right, there's all the eggs and cream cheese and sour cream. So I'll buy those, but I don't buy, I've never opened anything on this end of the grocery aisle for the teas. Juices. I don't buy any juices. Now, maybe once or twice if it was like really super cheap or on clearance for really super cheap. I think one time I got the orange juice on the end there for 25 cents for a half gallon. This was years ago though. And I might have bought some orange juice. Everything else, never buy it, especially the refrigerated section. If I get juice at all, which is extremely rare, we just never have juice. That's why whenever we go to hotels or whatever, my family's drinking like 6 cups of juice.
Well, if we get the one that has the breakfast with it, we're like, might as well drink some juice while we're here and eat some bacon.
Can we fill up our thermos with orange juice?
Well, I mean, we don't usually buy those things because they're so pricey. Yeah. So yeah. Well, on our last trip, a week ago, we had juice for breakfast, and then I put a little bit in one of their coffee cups and took it on the road. So that was nice.
Yep. So I don't buy any of the juices. None ever. I don't. This is how I keep my grocery bill. $400 for 4 people. It used to be $400 for 6 people. And I have 3 boys and Mike, 3 young men. I have 4 adult men now.
I almost thought you included me in the young men, but I realized you didn't.
No. I have 4 adult men at any given time wandering in and out of my house. I just don't buy it. So even if it's on sale for the juices, I might buy the orange juice. Excuse me, I got the hiccups for some reason. Orange juice concentrate. But I do not buy the juice. Next is muffins, pre-made, coffee cakes, all of those. I don't know that I've ever bought these muffins, just regular muffins. Now, I will say I have twice bought the Udi's gluten-free blueberry muffins for my birthday. It was a birthday gift to me. But other than that, I have never bought these pre-made muffins like this. All of my muffins are made using Dining on a Dime Volume 1 right here. It's on sale now, guys, up to 50% off. 50% off if you get the sets and 40% off if you get the individual books.
Woohoo.
But
those are our best prices that we ever sell them for.
Yep, ever. But the muffin recipe is in Dining on a Dime Volume 1. But I have Volume 2, all of the variations. So Mom's Sweet Muffins are in here, but I did all of the variations in Volume 2 here. And then if you do want a gluten-free, dairy-free edition, we have muffins in there also. Now you may say, Tara, why did you not make your own gluten-free, dairy-free muffins? It was my birthday and I didn't feel like it. And we had the money. So we were totally debt-free and I wasn't have to pay for anything. So I did splurge for that. Also, guys, our price books, if you want our price books, are on sale 40% off. This is how to keep track of your groceries and save money. Livingonadime.com is where you can get our books and Mom's Sweet Muffin recipe.
All right.
All right. The next thing I don't buy is these yogurt packet stuff. So one time, once again, I did find these Go-Gurts. Look at that, $3.47. Holy macaroni, that is expensive. $3.47 for these yogurts. And you get, let me go to Walmart.com here for just a second. And let me look and see how many ounces it is compared to regular yogurt. So for the Go-Gurts right now, it is $4.47 for 2 pounds. $4.47 for 2 pounds. Wait a minute. Here, $2.96. Okay, $2.96 for 8 ounces. Right? Wait, let's see. $2.90. Okay, so it's $3 for 1 pound, or $4.47 for 2 pounds. And regular, just old cheapy yogurt for 2 pounds is $2.76. That's not as bad as I thought it would be. That's actually not as bad as I thought it would be. But I don't buy them. First of all, you can make your own yogurt. Once again, Dining on a Dime Volume 1 is regular, and Dining on a Dime Volume 2 is Greek yogurt. But if you want to make your own, you can make your own for probably about 50 cents or $1. But if you don't want to make your own, I just buy the big tubs is how I did it. Now, one time the Go-Gurts were, once again, 25 cents on clearance. I grabbed as many as I could because I knew my kids would love them. See, I'm not a totally horrible mother.
No, you're a good mom. You are a good mother. Yes.
I think I am some days. And
some days.
And what I did was, of course, at the time I had 4 kids at home. So, I think 5 maybe. Emily was maybe with us then too. So I had 5 kids eating them. And then the rest I just put in the freezer and they just had frozen yogurt sticks later. So that's the only time I've bought those. But I just don't put that kind of stuff in my kids' lunches. I put other cheaper stuff in there. The same thing with all of these fancy Duranimals or whatever they are. I don't buy any of those. Jell-O, hello, $2.97. Oh my word. I about had corny. So $3 for something that you can pay $1 for and make your own. Seriously, guys? What's so sad, though, is these are the top sellers in the store. This is all the top selling stuff in the store.
Wow.
So don't buy Jell-O either. I don't buy anything for my kids' school lunches. Well, I don't buy anything. And then the Capri Suns, I don't buy those. Don't buy Yoo-Hoos. I don't buy the Sunny D's. I don't buy any of those things. Now, I have bought Capri Suns before. Like last year, they had Capri Sun on clearance for I think it was $1 package, and they are now $2.68. So I got them almost 75% off, not quite 75% off. And Vicky says, "Wow, I remember when those Jell-O packets were $1." I know, it wasn't that long ago. It's crazy. And so I did buy a whole bunch of Capri Suns then, only because for what is it with middle school having school parties still? Did you have parties in middle school?
I don't remember.
We had no parties in my middle school. I don't know. Did you guys have parties in middle school and high school?
If we had parties, they weren't very memorable. All I remember is we had to dance like twice.
They're not memorable because you didn't have them. Not like Valentine's Day and all that kind of stuff. Well, anyway, Jack's school still, even though they're in middle school and high school, still has a lot of these parties and things. Why, I don't know. But anyway, sorry, another tangent that I'm filtering. See the filtering happening? The filtering is happening.
Yes.
So I did buy the Capri Suns for some of those parties that I needed to take to. So I did buy them when they were $1 for that. Now, the next thing that I do not buy, and I'm going to tell you in just a second, because guys, our Mother's Day sale is happening right now. Check out our Dining on a Dime cookbooks, 50% off if you buy the 2-book or 3-book set, 40% off everything else, including our price book here. All right. So, all right, guys, tell me, did you have like Valentine's and Halloween and all those kinds of parties in middle school?
When you were in middle school.
When you were in middle school.
Not when your kids are in middle school.
Not your kids. Yeah, Amazing Grace says elementary school. Let's see.
I remember
nobody else is saying yet.
A couple times I remember we exchanged Valentines, but it seems like that wasn't a party. It seems like it was a 5-minute, everybody give everybody else your Valentines.
It was. Anne says her 8th grader still has party. I think this is absolutely nuts. Having parties in middle and high school. I'm like, why are we doing this? Let's see. Mason Grace says no. Grace says no, we didn't have. I'm about your age. No party after elementary. No, Patty, Julie, no party after elementary. Yeah, Claire, no party. We had midday parties. I don't know what that means. But elementary, yeah, see, thank you very much.
Donnie says in elementary school in 76.
I don't know.
No, she's 76.
I personally think it's ridiculous, but you guys know me. I gotta say something about everything. So,
well, the thing is that in my mind, we probably had some kind of a party at some point, but parties are so complicated now. Like there's all this stuff about don't bring virtually anything that you might bring, and if you are bringing something, it can't have all sorts of food ingredients in it, and there's just all kinds of stuff. There's just so many.
Suzanne, no parties after 6th grade. Under the median. Hello. Nope. By the time we were in middle school, we were hosting parties at their home, but not at school. Yeah. So like we have parties over here for Jack's school and friends and stuff too. But my goodness, Alicia, we had elementary school parties, she said they did have some. Class of 2012. So she is younger. So I guess we are called Gen X. Are we Gen X?
Yeah. I think when we were...
I don't know what gen we are.
When we were younger, they just invented the whole calling people Gen whatever. And
what does the X stand for?
I don't know. The lost generation or something like that. I don't know.
I'm lost?
I don't know for sure what the X is.
Okay.
They said something like that back in the day.
What does Gen X mean?
Wait, did you give all the tips?
No, because I got sidetracked. They are the generation sandwiched between baby boomers and millennials. We're characterized by our independence, adaptability, and work-life balance priorities. Oh my goodness,
wow.
What a bunch of baloney.
Sounds like you're reading a horoscope.
Okay, back to my tips here. So I just don't buy stuff like the little juice bottles and the little grapefruit things and all of those. I also don't buy the next one. Now, this one made a liar out of me just yesterday, and I didn't know it. Never, ever bought Liquid IV, but dun, dun, dun.
What?
Who bought Liquid IV?
Who?
You. You made a liar out of me. I said, we've never bought Liquid IV. And what do you go and do?
I bought the little packets at one point because they were over in the packet section. And I thought, I wonder what this is, because I was looking for something to take on the trail. But man, it's so thick. It doesn't.
Why don't you just take the electrolyte pills?
It must not have, I don't know. It's hard to take electrolyte pills on the trail. But anyway, but that I did notice that Liquid IV doesn't have a lot of calories, so I wouldn't think it'd have a lot of sugar, but it's super syrupy. So I wasn't sure what the scoop is with that. So until just a little bit ago, we never bought Liquid IV, but it sounds like we're not going to buy it anymore. I only ever once bought it in my whole life here, so come on. Cut me some slack, woman.
I don't know. Do I have to forgive you for buying Liquid IV and making a liar out of me?
I have to be respectful because Under the Median's on. What'd you say?
Why?
No, I'm just joking. Because they're a married couple on YouTube too.
Yes. So we can't fight on YouTube, is that what you're saying?
No, what were you asking me? You just said something.
So I have to forgive you for this?
Sure. It's in the part of the budget where I don't ask.
Oh! Okay, maybe I need to start looking a little more detailed at the Walmart receipts.
If I bring them home. Just kidding.
Except it hooks to our Walmart account, so I can just go look on there. I think. Okay, squirrel again. Back to Liquid IV. So we're probably not going to be buying that again, but I just have electrolyte pills that I take when someone's getting dehydrated or something like that. So the next one is chips. I do not buy and have never, ever, ever, ever in my entire 53 years ever bought pre-packaged chips, ever. The only ones that my kids have gotten of these is when I've gotten them for free from like our Habitat for Humanity Restore had their customer appreciation last Saturday. So we went to that barbecue and they had the little prepackaged chips.
Oh yeah.
So since I don't eat them, I'll save them for the kids and give them mine. But other than that, I don't have them. Give us your comments and questions, and when I'm done, guys, we will answer them. The next one is, let me get through my video here. Uh-oh, I guess I didn't edit correctly. So more of the chips that are prepackaged. I do buy my kids regular chips. Here they are, Rice Krispie treats. I've never ever bought, I don't think. Have I bought Rice Krispie treats one time before? I did for a video for something. I was like, I know I bought these for something. It was for a video, but I never bought them for my kids. There is no way I would pay Rice Krispie treats when I can just make them myself.
They're not that spectacular when
I think I was maybe doing a comparison and I didn't like the taste as well.
Well, we had some when the school was giving away all that stuff at COVID and they couldn't find anyone to take it. And they were saying everybody drive by the school and pick some up. They included some of that in there.
So here they are.
But they were not nearly as good as the homemade ones.
Yeah. So it's $2 right now on Walmart is marking a lot of stuff down. That's very interesting. They were $3. Now they're $2. Oh, interesting. So they have home style white Rice Krispie treats and regular Rice Krispie treats now. What's the difference, I wonder?
What kind of Rice Krispie? What?
Home style. Or
they're probably just put it in a different box to get people to buy more.
But it costs me about $2 to make 3 to 4 times the amount of Rice Krispie treats that are in there, especially, and actually it costs me even less if you get the Rice Krispie treats on clearance. So I have 46-cent box of Rice Krispie treats that I got after Halloween and Valentine's Day. I paid 46 cents for the box of Rice Krispies. So even then, it's even less. It's like $1, $1.50 for the cereal then. Okay, so then the next one, and believe it or not, I do sometimes buy these snack crackers for my kids. On the right, the peanut butter crackers. I don't buy the name brand, but I have bought the off brand before for my kids for snacks. I should ask Jack if he wants some, if he needs something new. Next thing I don't buy, can you take off the lower third for just a second, is pre-cut up watermelon. Now look at this price here. Absolutely incredible. $4.72.
Oh my, for
that's
12 little pieces of watermelon.
That's maybe 40 cents worth of watermelon.
That's 12 little pieces.
Is that not insane?
That's probably a 12-inch thing, so those are probably 3-inch pieces. Oh my, that's just really crazy expensive.
I have never, ever, 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 ever bought watermelon or cantaloupe or honeydew out of season, except one time there was some from Mexico that was 99 cents for cantaloupe. I did get that. Otherwise, I only buy those things in season, and I do not buy them out of season, and I would never buy them pre-cut up. That is just crazy. You can see the first batch. The next one is pre-cut up fruits and vegetables. Now, I will buy the frozen onions right here. So those are 14 cents a count, 14 cents an ounce sometimes. But look at these diced yellow onions on the right, the fresh ones, 36 cents an ounce. Just have someone cut up an onion for you. But look at if you just get an onion yourself, you know, just a regular old onion. Oops, the lower third is on there. But it is 8 cents an ounce to cut up a regular onion. So by getting the pre-cut up stuff, you're paying what? 4 or 5 times the amount that you would pay to just cut it up. I could not believe it. Okay, the next thing is pre-made lunches. Can you take off the lower third for a second?
Yep.
Pre-made lunches. $2.97. This is literally 50 cents, maybe 75 cents.
Worth of stuff?
Worth of stuff, if that much. I don't even know if it's that much. It's probably 50 cents worth of stuff. Absolutely crazy, but people buy this stuff all the time. And it's less than 5 minutes worth of work to throw all this stuff in baggies just for yourself. Absolutely crazy. It's absolutely crazy. And then last but not least, potatoes. Look at this. I could not believe this. Home style, steam and mash. So you still have to mash them yourself.
What?
They come in a bag that I think you put in there. They're pre-cut for you and pre-sliced and everything. $4.46. So 18 cents an ounce. But you still have to mash them yourself. But look at this. A bag of potatoes not on sale right now at Walmart. It would cost you 3 cents for the same exact thing. 3 cents. Absolutely crazy. So those are the 10 things I do not buy as a frugal mom. I just don't think it's worth it.
That's not everything. There's a lot of stuff she doesn't buy, but yeah. Those are some of the big
ones.
Those
are the main ones. As I was just kind of going through the grocery store the other day, and I was like, what of these things don't I buy? Because I was like, okay, that's the number one secret to saving money on your groceries. It's not what I buy, it's what I don't buy. And nobody ever talks about that. I don't buy a bunch of candies and they didn't really have them when my kids, but I never bought baby food. I maybe bought for 4 kids, 10 jars of baby food the entire time. And the little jars. Now I did buy baby rice because I started giving my kids rice when they were about 3 or 4 months old. But just let the comments come in on that. Just let the comments come in. I started giving our kids rice at 3 months old, 4 months old. Oh. Just let the comments flow. Just let them flow. So I started giving my kids with rice.
Well, they didn't die, that's for sure.
That's for sure. When they were about 3 or 4 months old, but I maybe bought 10 jars of baby food, and those were only for vacations. Only for vacations when I just could not do that. Did you send me the first one?
Yep.
So I don't buy those kinds of things. We don't buy soda on a regular basis. We don't buy, it's hard for me to even think about it. We don't buy ice cream bars and fancy ice creams and your gelatos and all those kinds of stuff. We don't buy fresh berries, hardly ever. I'll maybe get strawberries in June when they're on sale.
But again, if we go to a hotel where breakfast is included in what we already paid, and they have berries, we will eat them.
I stock up on my honeydew and all of it.
The thing about berries that's interesting is there are so many occasions where you go and they're there. So it don't feel like we're missing out if we don't buy them, because we can, at the hotel, they'll have them. Sometimes if we go to some kind of a party, they'll be there. They're in a lot of places where you don't have to spend a fortune for them.
Yeah, Elaine says, I never understood how people don't understand that baby food is just squished food. I know, you can't squish the food yourself. You're right.
I didn't hear if you said what we did, but we used to go to Aldi and get like a
can of peaches.
Peaches and a can of pears. And Tara had a stick blender, and we would just take the top off the can and go, and then the whole thing would be peaches, and pour some of that into a thing and feed it to them, and they loved it.
Yeah.
And we did other things too, although we discovered pumpkin is a no-no.
Oh yeah, pumpkin was a very bad thing. I don't think
any of the kids liked pumpkin, but for at least one of the kids, it caused major burning and rashes and all sorts of stuff.
Poor baby bomb.
Yeah, poor thing.
Okay, before I get to your comments and questions, I had a question via email that I wanted to answer that I forgot about. So I want to answer this question via email. It is from Lauren. She says, hi, Tara. Thank you for all the wisdom you share. Your content has really helped me shift my thinking around money and stewardship for years now. You're welcome. I'm so glad it's helped. I often wish I'd had someone like you speaking into my life when I was 18. My parents pushed college at any cost, then left me to figure it out on my own, including paying for school. Sorry, that kind of thing just makes me so angry.
Wow.
Another thing that makes me angry is when parents who are retired then blame their kids for making them college poor. Especially many years ago. It's like, I'm sorry, that maybe $12,000 or $15,000 you spent on college back then, it's not making you college poor. It's just not. It's your choices. It's an excuse
for having blown money in other places.
Yeah, it's absolutely crazy. So anyway, she says, I still owe about $15,700 on student loans. We've saved $27,000. We had $41,000, but recently needed a new vehicle because ours died, bought in cash, and then medical expenses. She said, we held off on paying off the loan due to uncertainty with the economy, but it continues to weigh on me. And I believe there may be interest capitalization coming, though I'm not sure. We're otherwise completely debt-free besides our $1,600 mortgage. They have 3 kids. They make $90,000 a year. So then she gave me all this stuff. She said, sometimes I hesitate out of fear, but I know God has always provided and he is bigger than my worries. I'd love your quick take. Would you pay off loan now or hold on until the cash and continue payments? Because of your channel, I'm determined not to repeat the same mistakes. I know in their minds, my folks meant well, but the misguidance without any support really tripped me up from the get-go. She said, ultimately, these loans are my responsibility, but it's weighing on her. So I emailed her back and I said, you write that check today. They have $27,000 saved, almost $16,000 in student loans left, $16,000. So that will give her $11,000 for an emergency fund after they pay off the student loans. You get those puppies paid off today.
Well, and was she
Just
paying
pay
on?
it
I
off.
didn't hear. Was she paying on the student loans
Mhm.
now? So then
I
you
think
also
so.
don't have to pay that. So
Yeah.
then you'll have extra money from that, and just having it off your mind is going to make your life.
Well, that's what I was just getting ready to say. Just be done with it. Just be done with it. Just having it on your mind all the time, especially student loans. A mortgage is one thing, but even with our mortgage, we have the money to pay off our mortgage. And I'm like this close to telling Mike, let's just do it. It will leave us with less of a cushion than we normally want in our savings, but it's disturbing us.
Did you say the mortgage?
Yes.
Sorry, I was distracted.
Maybe we should pay the mortgage off live. Do we get little streamers and puppy things and all of that? The problem is when we paid it off last time, we were kind of like, okay, that's done. Now
well,
what?
It feels like there's kind of this, when you really get intense about it, you feel like you've gotten so intense and there's this kind of like squeeze, like we got to get it. And all of a sudden you paid it and it's like, I don't feel any different. But we noticed first of all, we went to Europe right away because we said we've been paying a lot extra on it. So let's just go ahead and.
So as soon as we paid it off, we saved up cash to go to Europe.
But we'd been paying off so much of it. We'd been paying so much toward it that we suddenly had a whole lot of money we'd been paying that we weren't paying anymore. And we thought, well, let's just do that to celebrate. And that'll be, a couple more months of what we would have paid for the mortgage to go to Europe for 7 weeks. And so then we, after that, when we started noticing, wow, the money's piling up better than it used to because we don't have the mortgage anymore. That was when it suddenly hit me that, oh, wow, this is kind of cool.
Then our savings just went whoop, right there.
Yeah, because we weren't paying all that money on the mortgage anymore.
So
unfortunately, the amount of the mortgage the payment doesn't go down until you pay it off.
Yeah. But sit here and figure this out. Let's say she's paying $500 a month and $200 of that is interest. You're not only going to have that $500, but you're not just throwing away $200 every month until you get it paid off. Just get it paid off and be done with it. Calculate how many hours you're having to work for that interest. And honestly, the amount of stress, people see that big savings account, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, $100,000 in savings. But then they have 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, $70,000 in credit card debt, student loans, car payments, or whatever. Why are you paying interest and you're getting a third of the interest over here on this money? It just doesn't even make sense at all. So that's why I would just pay it off right now and be done with it just to get it off your mind. Give me a thumbs up if you guys like that advice and let me know your 2 cents on that. Hello, everyone is enjoying the lives. Jim from Virginia and Bounty in the Badlands in Canada. She wants to hear me rant. Donna, she makes her own cold brew at home. Yep.
We need to make the road trip and see
Bounty in the Badlands.
Some people. Well, I was thinking Bounty and Jim and some of the other people that are on a lot.
Yep.
That'd be fun.
Kimberly says, me and my family make about a gallon of sweet tea a day. It's an addiction. Oh, man, I miss my tea. The doctor has me on this really strict diet. I'm missing my tea, I have to tell you. Denise, frozen juice is much cheaper. Yes, if it's on sale. Kimberly, you can find juice concentrate. That's something to look for. Yes, it is. Amazing Grace makes iced coffee also and has saved her so much money. Carrie, yeah, I've never bought any of that either. I just cannot fathom paying almost $5 for something that costs you less than 20 cents to make it home. I just can't fathom it. We're talking coffee and some ice cubes. Big whoop-de-ding. How difficult is this? I don't know. Anyway, I'm having a hard time because for my other channel, Super Easy Recipes, I think I'm going to do a basics baking or cooking series. And one of the things I'm going to put in there is iced coffee. And I'm like, I can't even believe I'm having to make this video.
Iced coffee?
Iced coffee and iced tea. It's like,
I'm not sure if there's some kind of trick to iced coffee because
yes,
if it's just the same coffee that I have hot, I think I wouldn't like it iced.
That's because you double the strength. So you put double the amount of coffee in, and then when the ice cubes melt, it's the proper strength.
Yeah, but I don't like the taste of straight regular coffee iced. If it's something full of sugar, like frappes are okay iced, but they're more sugar and stuff like that.
Shannon, happy Thursday to you too. Donice, I bought orange juice and it was nearly $5. I was craving it and could not find any cheaper at Food Lion. I don't buy it but 4 times a year. Yeah, I wouldn't pay that much either. That's crazy.
For what is it? Oh,
orange juice.
Actually, we went to Branson, Missouri, like a week ago, and I was just dying for juice, and the hotel where we were staying didn't have any, and I was like, haven't had juice in a long time. So so Jack and I were at McDonald's because we were getting ready to go out of town or leave that day, and I just asked them, hey, how much is your small? What are your sizes? And they're like, the smallest one is I think 8 ounces. Or 6.
So a cup. So this is 8 ounces.
I said, well, just out of curiosity, because I was thinking maybe if
this is 8 ounces.
Maybe if it's more expensive than I would normally pay, I would get it just because we're on a vacation or whatever. So I said, yeah, well, so how much is that? And they're like, let me see, $4.59. I was like, for 8 ounces. So I was like, we'll just have water, thanks.
That's ridiculous. Absolutely.
But the next day we stayed at a hotel on the way home, and they had juice.
Sharon, thank you for ordering our cookbooks. She got them today. livingonadime.com, guys. We are having our Mother's Day sale. It's 50% off the sets. Volume 1 and 2 is a set, and then volume 1, 2, and our gluten-free, dairy-free is also a set. And then our individual books are 40% off. Also, easy recipes to get you in and out of the kitchen quick that your family will love.
I think if you want to give it to somebody on Mother's Day, probably if you order it today or tomorrow, you would still get it before Mother's Day.
Yeah.
Probably not if you order after
Probably if they order on Tuesday, you might get it. But if you really want to make sure you have it for Mother's Day, I would order before Monday. So, yeah.
Well, tomorrow would be better because we won't ship on Monday.
Well, yeah, but yeah. Rivas says, I don't like store-bought muffins. There's no flavor. Well, I don't know if they're not flavor, but I like them. I just cannot justify spending whatever the $5 or $8 it is now. It's just crazy. Amazing Grace has all of our cookbooks. Thank you so much. They are her favorite out of all her cookbooks. They have paid for themselves. Thank you, Amazing Grace. We appreciate it.
Yes, thanks.
Sharon, yogurt is easy to make. Oh my goodness, yogurt literally takes like 3 minutes to make. It's so stinking easy. It's not even funny. Maybe I should add that to my list of things to make. Send me the next one. Let's see. Love my lipstick. Thank you. It's actually a combination of lipsticks. It's 2 Maybelline matte lipsticks. I don't know. One's the light pink and one is like a orangey color sort of. And then I put the LA Colors holographic lipstick or lip gloss on top. And I have both your books, volume 1 and 2, and absolutely love them. Thank you guys for all the kudos. Cindy. I don't remember stores having a lot of items. You just showed at the grocery store, but they didn't have gummy bears until I was in my teens either. Yep. Vicky, wow, I remember all those Jell-O 4-packs were $1. Yep. Cheryl, homemade yogurt tastes so much better. I think so too. She makes hers in the Instant Pot. Yeah, I was thinking about doing a video on that. Ellen, my mom used to lie to us when she would run out of milk and mix up some dry milk for us to drink. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, if you make dry milk and put it in the refrigerator, it doesn't taste as bad, but it's still not as good as just regular milk. Florida, and it's probably because it's skim milk. I mean, I don't like skim milk either, so Florida, I make Lunchables from home with whatever lunch meat and cheese on sale. Yep. Donna, we make our own Jell-O and puddings for snacks. Yep. Kimberly, I understand, but my husband is hooked on the Jell-O with the fruit in the cup and individual yogurts. It's his money buying groceries. If you just can't get him to stop, some things aren't worth fighting for. When we were first married, we had 2 toilet papers.
We did?
We did. Mike wanted the Scott scratchy stuff that just pees all over your fingers. I wanted the proper toilet paper known as Charmin.
In our desperate financial state that it wasn't for any reason except that I thought it was cheaper. And I thought in our desperate financial state in those days that it would be better to use the cheap stuff.
As I determined in the great toilet paper test of 20-somethings, it's not cheaper. It's actually the most expensive. So Scott tissue is actually the most expensive toilet paper when you do the cost per wipe test, which is the only way to test it, right, dear? Should we do that test again? I think we should do that test again.
We'll have to figure out where that video is so we can tell people.
That's funny.
Yeah, it was a wild video. You should watch it. What's it called? It's on our channel.
Type in toilet paper in the
search. Search in toilet paper, yeah.
We've done it twice or 3 times. Patricia, those peanut butter and jelly frozen sandwiches. Oh, yeah, that's another one. That's just absolutely crazy. Mike's spilling his secrets. Everybody's laughing at you, confessing your sins of buying Liquid IV.
Oh, no, I spent money.
Bounty the Badlands. In grade 8, we did a lunchbox fundraiser. Girls made up the lunch. The boys bid on it and had to share the lunch with the girl that made it. Yeah, that was really common back then. Pam, it's also exennials between Gen X and millennials. Oh my goodness. Seriously, people, can we not just say people in their 40s, 50s, 60s, 20s, 30s, whatever? Can we just not say that? Why can we not? Why are we not just saying that anymore? Why don't we just say, instead of saying Gen X, just say kids in their 20s. Then we're not all confused all the time. Jim, he's so old that it's hard to remember middle school. RLK says, my husband and I have been married 43 years today. Oh, happy anniversary. Good job not killing him. Good job. Good job. They should add thou shalt not kill in the wedding vows. Don't you agree?
Yeah, happy anniversary. Congratulations.
Okay. Next is Little Crafty Nook. Hello. We got to meet her at one of our YouTube conferences. She's super nice. And under the median says, our son bought one home from a party. Those packaged Rice Krispie treats taste horrible. I know. I don't know why they taste so bad. Why would they taste so bad? The packaged Rice Krispie treats.
Well, I think I know what it is. I think that they want you to be able to look at the nutrition information and see that it's more healthy. Because I noticed when I was a teenager, I used to love the Ultimate Cheeseburger Jack in the Box. And like 20 years later, there was a Jack in the Box in a place where we moved, and I went there and it was nasty. But I realized it's because there was no fat in it because they made it healthy. And I think the issue with those is they probably don't put nearly as much sugary stuff in them as you do on the homemade ones. I think that's why.
Well, because all it is
it's marshmallows and
this is toasted rice cereal, corn syrup, vegetable oil.
Maybe it's that they use corn syrup and not sugar.
Yeah, but corn syrup is in marshmallows. I think.
You just put marshmallows and Rice Krispies normally?
Yeah. I don't know. Anyway, okay. Oh, somebody said they think that maybe it's because it doesn't have butter in it. That could be it. Yeah. Maybe because they don't have butter. And Sharon says homemade is always better anyway. And Vicky says Rice Krispie treats take 3 minutes to make. I know. That should be another one on my easy recipes that people don't know how to make. Because I have a feeling this whole tariff economy thing may start getting worse. So people are going to start Googling again like they did in 2020, how to make scrambled eggs, how to make French toast, all of those.
Well, that'd be cool.
Yeah. Little Crafty Nook, I've just planted my garden today. It's out at our church because our silly HOA won't allow space for gardens. Someone ran off with our first homemade trellis, so I had to make another one today. Oh my goodness, are you serious? That's ridiculous. I was going to put in my cool weather crops today, but I didn't get it done, so I got to do it tomorrow. Shannon, does Liquid IV give you a boost of energy?
I couldn't tell. Actually, somebody on there said she used it for emergencies. I'm not really sure. I thought it was just supposed to have a whole lot of the salts, but it kind of went down like cough medicine. It was really hard to swallow it.
I just take the electrolyte pills.
I have to think that it may be kind of like the canned oxygen stuff where it might do something, but it's mostly a marketing thing. Because I know they have those cans of oxygen where it says if you're at a high elevation, you can like suck it and it'll help you not have altitude sickness, but there's not a lot of oxygen in there. But I guess I've heard that it helps somebody at places like Yellowstone where it's high elevation and they're hiking. But yeah, so I think that stuff, I think there are probably cheaper ways to get the same effect.
Yeah. Value Badland says, I do buy individual chips for branding and weaning in the corrals. It's a hygiene thing. Cowboys, cattle, horses. Need I say more? Yes, please say more. For those of you who don't know, there's a lot of poop when you're working with cattle. So please buy the individual packets. I will give you that for sure. Definitely a hygiene issue. Paula, you could buy a whole watermelon for that price. Yes, I didn't think I said that, but my whole point in showing the watermelon was for that $4.97. You could have bought a whole watermelon for the same thing, for the same amount. All right, okay. I never buy the cut up stuff. I always wonder, did the person wash their hands? Ooh, very good question. Claire says, I did buy some cut up peppers exactly once, never again. Yeah. And she buys frozen peppers and onions from Dollar Tree for $1.25. Oh, I didn't know they had them. I do buy frozen veggies. Revis says, yeah, I buy frozen veggies too. Jay No More, I got sick of cantaloupe last year. A few vines had me eating them every day for a while. Whew.
Wow.
Vicky, I'll be honest that I usually do buy pre-cut onion because cutting onion is torture to me. You know how to solve that? Just store your onions in the refrigerator. I have not cried cutting up an onion in the more than 30 years since I ran across that tip. I just store my onions in the refrigerator and I've never cried. Never, ever. As a matter of fact, I would have Mike go and get me an onion and I would demonstrate it right now, except that it's raining outside. So I won't do that too. Isn't that nice of me?
Yes.
Carrie, yeah, the only pre-chopped veggies I get are the frozen ones. Yeah, I think those are fine. Terry, for the price book ebook version, has Tara's prices been updated? Many years ago, I purchased the ebook version, was thinking of getting the newer version to see your prices. I think we did, didn't we?
What's that again?
Update my prices for the ebook version of this price book of my prices.
They should be the same as the current print version.
Yeah. I think we did.
If we're uncertain, I can check.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we did. Donice, they overdo the parties now. Not in school, but my young family members do huge parties. I know the whole party thing has gotten completely out of hand. Completely out of hand. Donna, what about powdered butter and buttermilk? Would they be cheaper in the long run? No, they would not be cheaper in the long run. They're convenient, but they're not cheaper.
And well, they're probably good for stockpile, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
DH says, you can send me the next one. I bought 50 pounds of onions for $8. I have about 12 onions left, waiting for another salad. Good deal. Ron says, I feel like it's Christmas having you guys on all week. Thank you. Aw. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. I was on a Facebook thing and they were playing Christmas music and I was like, oh, I should start listening to Christmas music again. Oh. It's time to start.
It's only 7 months away.
It's only 7 months away. I got to start my Christmas music now.
Actually, Jack said the other day we should start putting the Christmas lights up. Because we always dread doing it. And so if we did it earlier, it'd probably be
I'm telling you, get the ones that are permanently up there and they can program them. And we can have red and blue for 4th of July and Memorial Day. We can have the pastels for Easter, the green for St. Patrick's Day, red for Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
We could do that.
Yeah.
Claire says, I never buy liquid hand soap either. Yep. Michelle says, if you have a Kroger 2-pack of butter, $4.99, so it's $2.50. It's been a while. Yeah, I noticed it was on sale this week, although I had already stocked up, so I didn't need any. What's wrong with rice, Claire? I don't know what that question means.
About putting rice in your baby's bottle.
Oh, they say that you should just be exclusively breastfeeding your child until they're 6 months old. Don't let anything else touch their lips until they're 6 months old.
Because like the birds after wedding, your child is just going to explode.
Like the birds after a wedding.
You remember when they said, you can't have rice at weddings anymore?
I know.
What's funny is, I know that they said that on the news, but I wonder, was there actually a real problem? It's kind of like the gas station thing that says not to use your phone. Well, maybe it's a good idea, but as far as I understand, there weren't any actual documented cases of the phone blowing up the gas pumps.
Well, I mean, a bird's digestive system is what, this long? I can't imagine that it's not going to poop it out within an hour or two.
Yeah.
Anyway, they wouldn't even have enough liquid in there to soak the rice anyway, I wouldn't think. I don't know. Maybe the birds were exploding. I don't know, but just doesn't seem like that would be real. Revis, I want to make master making a good ice cream. Dining on a Dime Volume 1. Also, our website, livingonadime.com, has some really good ice cream recipes. Go check those out there.
Oh, yes.
Claire says, June is dairy month, so I will buy half year's worth of butter when it's at a deep discount. I did not know that. Interesting. Julie, I prioritize fresh fruit in my diet, and it does get expensive, unfortunately. Yes. Squeaky me. I gave my 3 sons rice when they were 2 to 3 months old. A little in the bottle, slept through the night. Yes. Susan, if the prices were a lot lower on these items, would you buy them? Yeah, but they'd have to be a lot lower. So like instead of $5 for orange juice, it would have to be around $1 for me to, well, the same as concentrate, but even concentrate, I haven't gotten on sale for 99 cents for probably 2 years now. So I just haven't bought orange juice. Maybe when we pay off the house, I should buy some orange juice.
Have a big celebration.
What do you think?
Orange juice and bacon.
Orange juice and bacon?
Yep.
When we pay off the house, should I buy orange juice and bacon and we can have a celebration?
Yes. An orange juice and bacon party. Invite all our friends. Both of them. I was just kidding.
Michelle and Rob, come on over. All right, let's see. Riva said, I'm just learning it's okay to give your dog homemade food instead of kibble. Yes, it is. Shay says, our kids love the snow ice cream recipe. We have a big bowl every snowstorm. Yep, right here. That was actually was that my first? I think that was my very first video we ever put on YouTube, was the snow ice cream.
Yeah, it was.
I think.
It was. 1
or 2. It was like, and you can go back 18 years ago.
Wow.
And I remember it took us, oh my goodness, it took us like 6 or 8 hours. It was like 6 hours to film that video and get all set up and everything. I was so exhausted. And I remember Dave holding the microphone, and he was little itty bitty. He was only like 2. He was really, really little tiny. And he was holding the microphone. It was funny. Okay. Carrie, you're not alone on the rice cereal. My mom-in-law had me put in my daughter's bottle at 2-3 months, slept through the night like a charm. Yes, that's exactly why I did it with my kids. They were nursing every hour. And I was just like, I cannot keep doing this. These children need some food. So that's, yeah, it literally sucked the life out of me. Mm-hmm. Bounty of the Badlands. I couldn't nurse, but I did put a teaspoon of rice in my kids' bottles before bed at a month old. Yep. Go ahead, haters. Hate on me. Yeah, me too. Rice cereal and bottle users unite. Yes. Nobody will talk about it because, oh my goodness, you're going to kill your children.
Well, what's funny is this is another case where everything they're talking, in those days, it wasn't social media, it was Oprah. But yeah, on TV, they were just talking constantly about how you have to do these things in a certain way. And if you don't do them in a certain way, you're a bad mother. Well, you're going to be a bad mother if you can't sleep at all, because you're going to be real nasty with your kid.
You're so exhausted.
So just do a nice thing and like give your kid a little bit of rice in the bottle, and they'll sleep nicely, and everybody will be happier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pamela, blend fruit, ice, sugar, and some milk and make fruit daiquiri, and don't put alcohol in. Oh, very interesting. Claire says, pay it off. Vicky says, pay off that debt. Woo-hoo. Yes. Vicky says, debt is a chain around your neck. Get rid of it. Yes, exactly.
Yep.
Badlands, my baby boy is 6'4", healthy as a horse and not overweight. Yep. All my kids, none of them are overweight. They are all, well, I don't know that they're healthy as horses, but some of them have a couple of minor issues. Well, one not so minor, but you guys know about all that when we were having BJ, but it has nothing to do with the rice. It's genetic issues. But anyway, Nicole, can you see the next one? Nicole says, do y'all do live cooking shows anymore? I have not done live shows because they didn't actually really do that well. I had thought about trying some live shows on my Super Easy Recipes channel. I don't know. Comment and let me know if you guys think I should do live cooking over on my recipe channel. I'm not sure. Claire says, maybe I should take a bottle of rice water to bed with me. I would sleep through the night too. Yeah. Actually, well, I mean, I guess if you have heartburn because you're eating, because I know they say, hey, do your intermittent fast. But I have to wonder, would adults sleep better if they had a snack before bed? I wonder if you just ate some rice, would you sleep through the night better?
Well, for me, no, but for other people, maybe. I know for me, if I eat after about 5 p.m., then my stomach feels bad and I have heartburn in the night. If I stop eating at 5, I don't. But I don't know about other people, maybe.
Dragon Fruit says, do you have a payment form or chart? I have one that's basic. We have a super, super basic one at livingonadime.com called
Is that the easy budget?
The budget.
Forms?
Yeah, the easy. Just type in easy budget form, I think, or budget. Just type in budget and it'll come up. We have a PDF on livingonadime.com you can go get, but it's a super basic one.
That one is, that's kind of to make a budget. Is that the same thing as, I wasn't clear if they were asking about a budget form or writing bills on there, or is that the same thing?
I don't know what they're.
We have a post that's easy budget forms, and that's probably what you're asking about.
Yeah. Okay. Carrie says, fun fact, rice cooked or uncooked won't hurt birds at all. It's not hot enough in a bird's stomach to explode, so the rice doesn't swell and cause any sort of explosion. I thought so. Well, that sounds like the stupidest thing to me.
I think there are a lot of things that the news doesn't have anything better to talk about, so they kind of blow some story out of proportion like that. So I wouldn't worry about that. I did send you. So did you already go through 3?
Yeah.
Wow.
I think Vicky, she's going to try that with the onions. Oh, maybe. I don't know. Never thought about putting them in the fridge. You can send me 3 in case I missed it. Never thought about putting them in the fridge. Yeah, it works really good. I've never cried in 30 years when I put my onions in the fridge. Amazing Grace listened to Christmas music the other day. Tara's good for you. And Carrie, yay. Yes, see, everyone. All you Christmas lovers all year long of the world unite. Thank you. These people who are anti-Christmas except for December 1st to December 25th. No. It's all Christmas all year.
It's all Christmas all year except for Easter.
Yeah. I had actually thought about just leaving my Christmas decorations up this year. I didn't, but I had thought about it. Lane said, I saw in the news people saying that when Christmas time comes around, there won't be very many toys or electronics on the shelf, so maybe we should start searching now. Yeah, or you could just get them secondhand. You could just get secondhand. Darling, how difficult is it to make homemade soap? Thanks. I actually have a couple of soap recipes on this channel, Living on a Dime. And then I have a soap channel also, how to make soap. And you can go see, I actually have a how to make soap for beginners e-course, which has all the videos, all the recipes, everything you need. So go watch that video on this channel, how to make lye soap. It's on this channel. And then you can see it's actually not that difficult. People think it's really hard. It's actually really easy. And I'm sitting here staring at my soap supplies, feeling bad because I really do miss making my soap.
Well, you can still do it sometime. And probably after we pay off the house, you'll be like, oh, well, maybe I'll do some soap making. Because I noticed there's certain events that Tara feels a little more relaxed about something, then she decides to do some new kind of hobby-like thing that becomes something that everybody loves. Because Tara doesn't do anything halfway. Am I right?
What was it today I said I was going to do? And you said, well, you don't do anything. What was it?
Oh, she's like, maybe I should be the music leader in heaven.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you don't do anything.
No. I was going to be the head gardener.
Oh, the head gardener? Oh,
yes.
Okay.
I decided I'm going to be the head gardener in heaven.
I was like, yeah, you aspire, you just shoot for the moon, you don't mess around.
Since I have eternity, I can be the head gardener for 1,000 years. I can be the head soap maker for 1,000 years.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I can be the head decorator for 1,000 years and then just keep rotating through the cycle for eternity.
Yeah.
How's that sound?
Yep.
I think that's great. Okay. Good. Did you send me the next one?
I sent you 3 again, but if you've seen it already, then.
Lisa, I was adopted at 6 weeks and the mother's home was already giving me rice cereal in a bottle. Yep. So
and
I
again,
wouldn't use a spoon. Yeah.
If you have lots of babies in the room, in the place, they'll be all happy and content and sleeping.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you do that?
Yeah.
It's not going to hurt them.
I just took the scissors and cut the end of the nipple open a little bit so they could get it out more. That's all I did.
And man, it went from our boys were big boys. And our first one, I think it went from him waking up every hour to, did he wake up maybe once in the night? Like if you're a sleep deprived parent, you're totally about to lose your mind. That's like a blessing from heaven.
Yeah. It's a bunch of nonsense that you shouldn't give it to them. Darlene, I see a big score of fabric. Joann's is closing by the end of May. Wow. Yeah, if you can get it for cheap, I'd go for it. Carrie, fun fact, rice cook. Oh, I got that one. Let's see. Okay, I did not get that. So you can send me 5 next when you're ready. Kayla, I feel guilty, Miss Tara. My mom shops that aisle. We aren't in debt. Do not feel guilty. Listen, if you are not in debt, you can buy whatever you want. Now, if you're trying to fund your retirement or something, then no, I wouldn't. But if your debt is all paid off, you buy whatever darn tootin' well pleases you at the grocery store. I do not care what you buy at the grocery store. Where I have the problem is when people complain about how they can't pay their bills, they can't pay their mortgage, they can't buy food for their kids, and then they're buying these things. So that's where I have a problem. Valley and Badland, I didn't pay for my kids' education, but I helped them with groceries. Very good. Her son did borrow 10 grand, but paid it back in less than a year after graduation. Good for him. Dragon fruit. Oh, got that one. Ellen, Super Easy Recipes, my other cooking channel, needs more dinner recipes. I am actually working on more dinner recipes for there. The problem is the dinner recipes don't do as well as the sweets.
It's been a predicament, is that we wanted the channel to be easy dinner recipes mostly, but everyone seems, when we put dinner recipes on there, so YouTube tells us
what
this
people
video
watch.
is a 1 out of 10 or 10 out of 10. And 10 out of 10 is like the lowest number of views, and 1 out of 10 is the most. And it also, we see the views and everything else. And what we've noticed is people, by judging by what people watch, the massive amount of people they want candies and desserts and things. And I'm thinking, how much candy and dessert can you have?
I don't know, but I made a good one today.
That was a good one, yeah.
2-ingredient cake.
But yeah, I think we're experimenting more with dinner recipes again.
I am.
We're just trying to figure out how to do dinner recipes that people actually watch.
Well, and I was going to put dinner recipes on Living on a Dime and desserts on Super Easy Recipes. But now, after studying our analytics earlier this week, we've had another change of plans for the 3 millionth time. So we're not going to be doing that now. But anyway, yeah, I agree with you. But the problem is sweets sell. So Connie, groceries are high due to my low carb diet. My autoimmune disease has helped. Well, listen, if you have to pay more for groceries, but you're not spending as much on prescriptions and stuff because you're feeling better, then I'm okay with that. She said, God is good. Yes. Elaine, what other channel do you have? I have like 6 other channels. The one that I'm currently posting on is Super Easy Recipes. I was doing how to make soap for a long time, and then I quit 4 years ago. So I haven't done how to make soap for a while. And then I've got a couple of relaxing channels too. And I actually want to do the relaxing channels because I like those. But I had started those channels when I was ready to be done with living on a dime. And then that thing going around hit in 2020, and living on a dime shot through the roof. And we started actually making enough money that it was worth our time to continue to do this. And so I couldn't do both. So I shut down. Well, I didn't shut down, but I stopped posting on those other channels. But I don't know.
The soap one, the soap channel, well, she might eventually post the soap channel again, but the soap channel, is it a live stream that had there was one where she was on live making soap and things weren't going very well. And then all of a sudden the phone started leaning forward and fell into the boiling soap. And it was still, and I grabbed the tripod. I obviously didn't reach into the boiling soap, but I grabbed the tripod and pulled it out, and it was still live streaming after it had been in the boiling soap.
Yep.
It was hilarious.
And my ever faithful hubby sat with a toothpick. Did I get lipstick all over you? Oh, you're glowing. Sat with a toothpick and cleaned all the soap that had hardened in all my speakers and everything for me.
I cleaned it all out delicately, completely trying to salvage the phone.
He saved my phone.
It worked.
Yeah.
It was the cleanest phone ever, too.
Yeah. Miriam, please do a video for iced coffee and yeast-free bread. Yeah, I could do that.
Yeast-free bread. I didn't think about that.
Basically, it's just biscuits baked in a bread pan. Let's see, Rhonda, I made creamer and taco seasoning today. Yeah, we have creamers in here, and I think maybe a few creamers in here on both our volume 1 and volume 2, which are on sale for Mother's Day right now, guys, in the description below. Tori says, oh my goodness, you guys are live again. This is a birthday gift I could have asked for. Happy birthday!
Yes, happy birthday.
Wendy says, Tara, it took a year and a half, but finally started on my attic. The last of my hoarding, not really hoarding, thanks to the Lord. And you're get it together, people. Pep talk. I got it together. Good job, Wendy. Good job. Yeah, you just have to keep doing a little bit every day. I have been pep talking myself every single day. And so believe me, I totally get how hard it is. But I went out and I got my seeds planted. Well, some seeds planted, not the ones I wanted to, but I got some other ones planted. So then I sat down and rested, and then I forced myself to shoot 2 more cooking videos. I got those done. Then I forced myself before the show to go start moving the wood pile. I thought, okay, I'm just going to make 3 trips with the wood pile. And then I wasn't too worn out, so I thought, okay, I'll do 2 more trips with the wood pile. And then I wasn't too worn out, and I thought, okay, I'll do 2 more trips with the wood pile. And then Mike showed up, and he's like, well, let me help you. I'm like, okay, well, maybe I could do 2 more trips. And then before you know it, with him helping me, in 15 minutes, the wood pile was all moved.
Yeah.
And we were like, okay, well, that wasn't as bad as we thought it was. So.
Well, I kept telling her I was going to do it, and it kept raining and raining and raining. And then I saw she was out there, and I thought, it's dry. And there's a giant doom cloud behind the house that's about to hit. So let's get it out of here real quick.
Yeah. I have a huge section because I don't feel like doing anything. So I'm going to add another 1,200 square foot garden.
This is how she rolls. I'm dying. I'm totally overwhelmed. Ooh, what if I started a new thing? Those of you who've been around here a long time know exactly what I'm talking about.
I just need medication.
Well, at least you're, like I said, if you were the chief gardener in heaven, you'd just be walking around and touching things and everything would be blooming everywhere.
Well, so I had some people come and take the rock. Well, then Mike was like, well, I wanted to put rock over here in this driveway that we have that had some of our wood on it. I was like, oh, okay. So I told the other people the rock is gone. So now Jack and I have been moving rock from one area over to the other area. So we had to get the wood pile gone so we could move the rock over.
Well, yeah,
so then I can put my garden in.
Tara was giving it away to people to come, and I said, wow, this driveway area that we use to, like, whenever we're doing yard stuff and we're gathering up tree debris and stuff, we stage stuff there and put the pickup there. And because we've been doing that, the rocks that were there have steadily been thinning out. So it's like, yeah, let's keep some of them for that.
Nancy says, give all your dinner French names and folks will think it's gourmet. That's funny.
I was thinking that was pretty hilarious too.
Sorry. Bounty of the Badlands. I bought fresh Mennonite donuts for a coffee treat for my men, $22.95 a dozen. I see a donut frying day coming up after branding. Have mercy. That's crazy. Nancy, no notification. Missed dancing with my broom to the countdown music. I'm so sorry, Nancy. Now your kitchen floor is not going to be clean.
Oh, we miss your dancing with the broom.
Water Bucket said Gen X is now in their 40s and 50s. I'm Gen X 47. Well, there you go. Darlene, my roommate works at Menards in northern Minnesota. He says the shelves are bare and no stock available to fill them. Really?
But look at, well, first of all, I would say if that were related to tariffs, which I don't think it yet is, it would make sense at Menards because those kind of home repair things and stuff, a lot of those would probably be made overseas. However, the next one seems to say that may not be the problem at that store.
Donnie says this is a good idea on the fruit being mashed and fed to the baby from large jars. Yep, that's what we did.
Well, you skipped this one, the one I was talking about.
Oh, Sue says, I was in Menards in Ohio today and it did not appear that way to me, but perhaps they are stocking in a way to fool me.
So I think what may be happening at that one Menards is they're just not very organized. And because I've noticed that sometimes one store of a chain will be a certain way and another one will be completely different because they're not managed well or whatever. I also noticed, like, there was a time where they were talking about, what was that? I noticed there was a time, you just pointed something and said, I didn't understand. I noticed there was a time where everybody was saying, oh my goodness, Walmart is all out of stuff. And we were at Walmart one day and it was completely wiped out, but it was like Saturday or Sunday afternoon. And I realized the next day, about 10 or 11 a.m., I went in the store and it was all full again. And I realized everyone just wiped it out for the weekend and they hadn't restocked yet. And at that time, things really just didn't run out at the store like people were saying it was going to. So just because it looks that way doesn't really mean it's that way. I mean, it is good to be prepared at a time like now, especially.
Send me 5, please. Debbie says single serving foods and drink also create more trash. Yep. Donna, we have been buying AP all-purpose unbleached flour and bread flour from buy one get one free and also in bulk. Keep food grade buckets with gamma lids. That keeps them really fresh. We have been making our own sourdough and discard bagels, English muffins, loaves of bread. Yep. Katie, do you think the tariffs will affect cell phones? Mine is almost 8 years old, working okay, but not the best. Wondering if I should bite the bullet and get a refurbished one. Yes, I would definitely, something like a cell phone or a computer if you need them and you're already planning on getting them, I would definitely just go ahead and get them. Those are a couple of things that I would definitely do. Water Bucket, I thought I was frizzles in my 2030. I always tighten down my spending in uncertain times. Oh, yeah. Yeah. And Yvonne says, thanks for the great sale, Tara. I just bought volume 2 and she is debt-free.
Woohoo!
Thank you. This is volume 1 and this is volume 2. And this is our gluten-free, dairy-free edition. All on sale if you buy the 2 set or the 3 set, it's 50% off, and the individual books are 40% off, including our price book. And here's how you use our price book, guys. First of all, I have a whole explanation page right here. So I have explain how to use it. But right here at the top, you put your store names. So for me, it would be Albertsons, Walmart, and Ridley's. Now, here's my stock up price because this is what people wanted to know. What's my stock up price? This is for me here in Wyoming. This is my lowest stock up prices. Now, sometimes it will go lower, but not always. So then, like chocolate chips, 16 cents an ounce. I know when I see chocolate chips for 16 cents an ounce, I'm going to buy them. So I write down the date that they were 16 cents an ounce for me. And if you need to write the date and the price that you paid, that's fine. But that way I know when it's about time to go on sale again, because sales go about every 3 months or so. So that way I know, okay, I'm out of chocolate chips. About 2 more weeks, it's going to go on sale again. So I'll do it then. So that's how I do that. Everybody's voting on cooking channels. Wow. Dragon fruit. How many YouTube channels do you have? So Living on a Dime and Super Easy Recipes are the 2 that we're working on right now. But I also have How to Make Soap. I also have a Healing Scriptures and Bible Verses, which is a relaxing Bible verse channel that I haven't posted on. I want to post on. I want to do that, but I haven't. And then I have another garden one because I couldn't get that one monetized. I have another garden one that I started. But I like doing the relaxing channels.
You also had gluten-free. Did you say that
one? I had gluten-free recipes.
You had this one too.
Then I had 1 minute recipes. Mike's got Christian ABCs. Relaxing in my garden. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 YouTube channels.
It's just hard to do more than 1 or 2 at a time.
Well, a couple of those I was done with Living on a Dime, so I was going to just start doing that just for me. But then Living on a Dime took off, like I said earlier. Nancy says she gets crazy dreams eating at bedtime. Yeah. Morgana says, wait a minute. I've been using Scott for 40 years. Yeah, it's not the cheapest. If you go and watch our toilet paper testing video, Scott is actually the most expensive when you go cost per wipe. So I actually calculated cost per wipe using Mike's arm as a demonstration.
If you go look at that video, you'll just laugh your butt off.
And I know very many people are disturbed by that, but it is not the cheapest at all. So just says purchased with the blood of the crucified one, Ephesians 1:7 and 1 Corinthians 15:1-4. Yes.
Yes.
Nancy says she plays Christmas music in September. Yeah, I start in July usually, but I'm feeling it this year now. Paula, every 25th of each month, I always put on my Facebook page so many months till Christmas. I don't want it to sneak up on anybody. That's great.
The funny thing about the Christmas music is Tara's phone is the primary phone that connects to our vehicle. And so Jack and I will get up at 5:45 in the morning to go to the gym, and we'll get in the car and it'll start playing Christmas music off of her phone. And it'll keep playing until we drive far enough away from the house, which is kind of amusing.
Yeah. Okay, let's see. Bounty Badlands. I'm in bed 95% of the time at 8 p.m., usually up at 3 all my life. Holy moly. Sleeping in, up at 6, and that is rare. Wow. Well, yeah. I mean, I can see that. Of course, that's the way it is.
Are you healthy, wealthy, and wise?
She probably is. Paula, she's spreading Christmas joy all year. There you go. Lane says she just wants to take care of the babies in heaven. Yep. Oh, thank you. AD likes my shirt. Thank you. I think I paid $1 for this at a garage sale.
Wow.
Carrie, the rumor about birds and rice started in an Ann Landers column in 1996. That figures. See, social media already starting. Amazing Grace said, I gained weight just watching my candy dessert videos. Thank you. Lane says, what about side dishes for picnics? I mean, I can do that, but I know without a shadow of a doubt, side dishes are not going to do very well. And we have been focusing on recipes and videos that will make us the most money right now because we're trying to get the house paid off. So that's why we've been doing that. Suze, I will watch the sweet show, even though I do not make them often, but it's fun to watch you. Well, thank you. Claire says, recipe idea for YouTube. At the end of your dessert video, saying if you want some dinner ideas to go with dessert, click here. Yes, actually, I need to start doing that. I'm awful about not remembering to do that. And you're right. That's a very good way to put that. Jesus bridged the gap into the pandemic in 2022. The store I worked at marked down a bunch of 25-ounce hand soaps. I bought them all for 60 cents each. Approximately 50 25-ounce bottles. I gave some, still have 15 bottles. Good for you. Karen, I make rebatch soap balls from those useless little hotel soaps. Yep, that's what I do too. Water bucket. I'm impressed with the variety and simplicity of your easy, simple recipes. Thank you. Bounty in the Badlands. Yeah, and how I came up with the book is my mother tried, but I did not want to learn how to cook when I was growing up. I just didn't. And so I just never learned how to cook. And then when we got married, we just couldn't eat out. Mike was making $6 an hour. We couldn't eat out on $6 an hour, income. So I had to learn how to cook. And then I was like, well, this isn't that hard. And then when I got pregnant with my first, I got put on bed rest and I was on chat forums at Parents' Place. Some of you guys are still on here. Thank you. 28 years later. My goodness. And they started asking me questions about cooking and groceries because everybody was freaking out about grocery prices. Does anything sound familiar here? And I had read the Tightwad Gazette books, and Amy Decisions said, well, everyone asked me to write a Tightwad cookbook, but I just don't like cooking and I don't want to. And she said, I think it would be too exhaustive for me to do. So I wrote volume 1, 600 pages. Yes, right there. And spent 2 years writing it. But it was worth it. Well, I don't know if it was worth it or not.
What? Writing the book?
Yeah. I don't know. 28 years later, knowing what I know now, would I do this again? I don't know that I would. Would you?
We would have not been in nearly as good a financial situation if we hadn't done it. We
Probably
would have been
true.
Just kind of cruising along and in a regular job. Actually, one thing that I feel like we've learned through this whole thing is having a regular job will pay your bills. But if you want to do a lot better, doing something independent and figuring out how to make it work is a better path. So we've advised all of our kids to do that, and they're all kind of trying to invent things as they go to be more independent that way. It's interesting because a couple of the kids they're working on an independent project that's got a long-term high potential for them, and in the short term they're working a regular job to make cash in the short term. So that's probably what I would have recommended that I do myself when I was younger. I didn't have anybody to tell me that. I was just kind of blindly walking into things. And so yep.
Yep. I don't know if I would do it again. That's a very good question. All right.
Yes.
Patty says, I like watching cooking shows, even though we cook the same. I don't like the fancy cooking shows. I would watch your cook through your cookbooks. Yeah, thank you. I don't like the fancy cooking ones either. That's why on Super Easy Recipes, my other channel, that's why I show you all the mistakes and everything as I go along. And like a lot of times, I will even just test the recipes and just film me testing recipes and put them on there. And if they turn out, then I put them on there. If they don't turn out, then I usually don't put them on there. But here's the thing. I've only had 2 recipes that were just a complete, utter failure that I didn't post. So that tells you, because most of them do. Arthur, have you considered doing a cookbook? Can you send me the next one? Have you considered doing a cookbook of recipes that would be great in the air fryer? I have not, because I thought the air fryer fad was kind of going out, but we use the air fryer every single day. That air fryer is always going at my house, driving me crazy. I feel like that thing just runs for hours a day. But anyway, yeah. Carrie, is it doable to grow peppers on a western exposure balcony? I live in Canada and peppers are $2 each or more now. Oh, yes. Yes, yes, yes. 1 pepper needs a 12-inch pot. So however many pots you have room for, just put them in there and let them go for it. Yeah, that's great. Jan, how's your mom? She's great. Thank you for asking. She went to Colorado to go see my grandma for her birthday coming up in a couple of days.
Is she gone already?
Yes.
Oh.
That's why she was telling you goodbye.
Oh, I was wondering because I didn't see her today.
Yes.
Where I usually see her. So she didn't tell me she was going. Whoops.
Yes. Okay, let's see. Kathy, recipe for baked donuts. I do not have a recipe for baked donuts, but I wonder, the ones in Dining on a Dime Volume 1, I don't know why you couldn't bake them. I should test that as baked and see. I bet it would work. Paul says our Menards is still fully stocked. Amazing Grace, do you have a gluten-free donut recipe? Did I do a gluten-free donut? I can't remember. Let me see. I cannot remember if I did a gluten-free donut or not. I'm looking. Does not look like no, I don't think I did a gluten-free one. Nope, I did not. Darlene says Menards, Minnesota is fully stocked. Wow. Sounds like everybody's still fully stocked.
I think that some places are not fully stocked because either that store, something went wrong in their shipping process, or they have a bad manager, or something happened there. So just if you see a store that's all blown out, but your other stores are okay, your other stores in the area are okay, it's probably something about that one store that's temporary.
Nancy, I got a new cell phone on Thursday just in case the other one was ready for retirement. Yeah, I mean, if it's something that you're already planning on buying and you have the money saved up and you're planning on doing it, yes, I would just go ahead and buy it now. But if you're just buying it because you're afraid, I wouldn't do it then. Darlene, how has your medical preps changed since your family has grown up? It hasn't really. I mean, I guess I don't buy baby medicine, but I didn't even really buy that for my preps either, because you can just give adult medicine to babies, just cut down the dosage so it's the correct dosage. I don't think anything has really changed on that. Water Bucket loved the TP video. It was hilarious.
It got so many laughs in the day. In fact, it's legendary. People still talk about it.
Yeah, Nancy says, is it better sauteed or baked? Oh my goodness. I don't know, dear. Is it better sauteed or baked?
I know not.
That's funny. Amy, I made the homemade syrup and it was good, but it crystallized once it cooled for a couple of days. Is it supposed to do that? No, but there is a special process when you're cooking sugar simple syrup that you're supposed to do, and I can't remember what it is off the top of my head, so Google it. Just Google how to cook simple syrup. I think if it crystallizes on the top and you scrape those crystals down, then it will crystallize in the thing, I think is what it is, but I'm not positive. So Google it and see. I can't remember because it's been so long since I made it. Dee Dee from New England. She's so glad to be here live.
Yay.
She said, it feels like a family reunion.
Oh, nice.
Amazing Grace, at our church and Sunday school, our adult class does the ABCs of Christian growth maturity worksheets. They are really good in helping others to learn. Cool. Claire says, I remember the Tightwad Gazette. Yep. Darlene, what veg will you never grow again? What vegetable would I never grow again? Here in Wyoming, probably pumpkins. It's just too much of a pain in the butt.
You know what's funny?
We just don't have a long enough growing season.
Somebody the other day told me she throws pumpkin seeds out and gets big pumpkins every year here.
I know. I remember you telling me that.
I was a little shocked. But, you know, our summers are pretty warm and sunny.
Well, the thing is,
they're just not real long.
They need a long growing season and they need a lot of heat. And we do have a lot of heat. And because we're further north, it's kind of like Alaska. We do have a longer daylight season than, like, say, when I lived in Kansas. But I don't know. Probably pumpkins, maybe. Dee Dee says she also loves all of our videos. Thank you. Tanya says Taurus Test Kitchen. Yeah. Claire says, I love the fancy cooking shows and the easy ones. I do both kinds of cooking. Well, there you go. You can send me the next one. If there is anything. But yeah, Vanessa says our grocery stores are fully stocked. Denise, kale. Yeah, I'll never grow kale.
Ew.
I actually grew it as an ornamental one year. The vegetable as an ornamental one year. And I even won't do that anymore. Because I don't know.
We just don't like kale. I'd rather eat dirt.
Yeah. Kathy says, I will try to bake your recipe. Donuts are absolutely ridiculous. Yeah. Let me know how it goes baking them. Would you mind? Just email me, livingonadime.com. Click on the contact because I'm really curious. The website's on the back of our books right here if you have the book. Paul says, I've gotten in the habit of not buying anything at the grocery store unless it's on sale. Yep, that's pretty much what I do. Bounty Badlands rarely uses the air fryer. My boys actually use the air fryer and the George Foreman grill every single day. Every single day.
They love the George Foreman grill.
Every day. And our hamburger usage, well, one of them has left. And our hamburger usage has gone down considerably. And so,
but you miss him, right?
I do. But it's so bad that I'm literally buying spare George Foreman grills to keep on hand because we're going through them so fast. So when I find them for $1 to $3 at the thrift store and they're brand new, I'll pick up 1 or 2 of them because the boys, I'm not kidding. They were making like 6 to 7 hamburgers a day, maybe 8 a day at one point. Between the 3 of them, I was like, dude, seriously.
Time for y'all to start chipping in.
And they have the older one. I mean, the adult ones do. Yeah, the adult ones do.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's good.
But, yeah. So, anyway, even though our one son is parked here in his tiny house for a while, he does come in and see us, and we'll fix food and all that. You know how grown kids do. So, Tara, grow Atlantic giant pumpkins. I get 75 pounds plus a year. Wow. Up in Canada? That's great. Maybe I should try those.
Did you finish reading those?
Okay. I did not yet.
It's just a small list.
Let's see. Next one. Judy says, everything she's made from her books has come out great.
Woo-hoo,
thank you.
thank
Yeah,
you.
grab them, guys. We only have this sale 2 times a year, 50% off for the sets.
We did heavily test them.
Yep. Individual books are 40% off. Every recipe is tested in there. Irene, good show tonight. Are you having way too much fun? Are we having fun?
Yes, we are.
We are?
We're always having fun.
We are.
Actually, it's funny. We're kind of always joking around. We're frequently joking around with each other. There was something last night. We were going to sleep and you said something and then I just had to bust out laughing because it was funny. You responded to something with some kind of whippy comment.
Did I?
Yes.
What in the world?
So she doesn't even stop when she's in bed.
Oh man, that could. Oh, you're blushing, my dear.
Yeah.
Okay. Elena, what about targeting dorm room cooking? Well, since my audience is 60 years old and older, probably wouldn't be good for me to target that unless I started a whole nother channel. Again, should we just head for 10 channels? Let's just go for 10 channels.
What's funny is the books are really great. The cookbooks are really great for like college students and people use them for their homeschool students and stuff. But YouTube doesn't show the videos to those people because our audience is older. So what ends up happening is like a lot of the grandmas in the group say, man, I know my grandson or granddaughter or grandson or whatever college student would just love this book. And so then they buy it for them. And that's kind of how younger people end up coming into the mix.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny. But YouTube thinks your audience is older, so that's all I'm going to show it to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Denise says, I'm going to throw out all my other cookbooks. Yours are the only ones I need. She bought volumes 1 and 2. Thank you.
Wow.
Patty
Awesome.
Badlands says, my dad loves his George Foreman grill. I never saw the cleaning benefit when they passed. That was one thing I would not take as they cleaned out their stuff. Yeah, I mean, the boys love ours. So
the main thing is it is hard to keep it clean.
Cleaning is a pain in the rear.
Tara's got extra ones because after a while the nonstick coating starts to come off.
Yeah.
But she buys them at thrift stores, so they're already like what?
$1 or $2, yeah.
$1 or $2. So.
I paid $3 for one the other day because it was brand new and ours was getting ready to poop out again. But normally I pay $1 for them. So Denise says my daughter gave me her old air fryer and I'm afraid to use it. Don't know how. I try it. I actually love the air fryer, especially for like potatoes and French fries. I like using it and I use it a lot. And probably if the kids ever leave home, Mike and I would probably use it a lot.
I use it more than the microwave. So what I found is the microwave is good for quickly cooking something, but for me, I like to use the air fryer to quickly cook things that I don't want to be soggy, that I like them to be a little bit crispy.
Yeah.
It's really good for that. And the other thing is, like, Jack and I, we have these little breakfast sausages that we'll sometimes have in the morning real quick, and we just throw a few of them in there and run it for 7 minutes while we're doing something else, and it turns out perfect.
Denise says she gave her daughters volume 1 and 2 for her wedding last year, and she just loves them. Thank you. Wow. Yeah, graduation, weddings, Mother's Day, birthdays, all of those moving out on your own days.
I've been surprised over the years. A lot of people talk about using them for homeschool because like teenagers and kids just love them. What was his name that you had the cooking channel, and he was on a lot. His in the past, haven't seen him. Well, of course, we haven't been doing live shows lately. His mom was also doing some YouTube stuff. He was cooking out of the book.
Josh.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah, Joshua.
And he was young guy,
cooking through it, yeah.
And he was cooking through it on YouTube, which was pretty awesome. He was pretty young.
Joshua Cooks, I think is what it was.
Yeah.
Darlene, what would you be wary of when a restaurant is closing and selling off their equipment inventory? Probably nothing. I would buy restaurant equipment for sure. As a matter of fact, right over there, I'm looking straight at it. I have a stainless steel table because I thought I might start doing soap again. When we first moved here, that's part of the reason why we bought this studio, because this section was going to be my soap and this section was going to be my food, and I was going to shoot videos out here. It didn't work out like we'd hoped, but I got a stainless steel table. It's probably $350 worth for 25 bucks, and that came from a restaurant, and that is one of my favorite things that I don't use. I really want to use that, but yeah, so I would say probably nothing. I mean, because that stuff is built to last and to be workhorses. So I would probably say anything in there. Joanne's had her cookbooks a long time, still her favorite, and she uses it all the time, especially for chocolate recipes. Best brownies ever in volume 1 and our gluten-free edition. Yes,
little
on
secret
sale for Mother's Day.
Volume 1 has great brownies, but gluten-free brownies are even better.
He really likes the gluten-free ones. I like them too. I mean, but that's what I eat. So yeah. Irma says, I'm debt-free, but I still love being frugal, and I love your shows. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Irma.
All right, guys, please visit us at livingonadime.com. We will see you guys next time. Have a good night.
Yep.
Bye.
Tomorrow. Bye.